Hi. So today, I feel like I'm gonna start every video with today I want to talk about. Yeah, just let's see if I can start the video without saying today I want to talk about. Today I want to talk about gratitude. Yeah, and survival mode, and how when we're in survival mode, when we're kind of both in that survival mode and that state of like chasing and striving for a goal, for a dream, a lot of the times, and I'm gonna go back to the same thing because it's very universal, but we can be very narrow-minded and we're so fixated on achieving the goal, achieving the dream, that we forget everything that we already have, everything that we already possess, all the goodness and the abundance. And I think that can be a real shame. And I'm saying this in terms of my perspective. I feel like the last few days or few weeks I've just been so fixated on my goal, on trying to understand how to navigate it, on trying to understand how to achieve it, and to do it quickly. I always feel like, I'm in a state of like, oh my god, I've got to do this quickly, or else that feeling of like the rug being pulled under from me. If I don't do this, it's survival, right? If I don't do this quickly, if I don't sort this out, then everything is going to crumble and it's going to fall apart, and I've got to fight to keep this going. Which is funny, right? Because this lifestyle that I've achieved, being able to live and work remotely and travel and be where I want to be whenever I want to be, and to design my own schedule, to have the freedom of doing that, to like working for myself. That's crazy. Those are things I've wanted since I was like, not exaggerating, like from 18 to 21. I remember being 18 and I took this massive maybe A2 paper. I stuck my face in the middle of it, the vision board, and I stuck all the things around it that I wanted to achieve, and I put it on my wall. And obviously being naive and not knowing how life works, in terms of knowing that I needed to go through a lot of lessons and to have a lot of experiences to gain the knowledge and the wisdom, which would take years to achieve those goals and those dreams. But yeah, on my wall, I wanted to be living in LA, having my own business, having 2 businesses, have my house in LA, have a dog, by the age of 21. And it's actually like not funny, because a lot of people do achieve like crazy things like that at the age of 21, 22, very young. It's not impossible, but I didn't know what it would take to achieve those things, and also that things are going to change. Those things are not, maybe some of them are still what I want to experience in this lifetime, but I don't really think about wanting to move to LA as much as I did before. I was obsessed, and now I'm not. And but yeah, it's funny how our dreams are always changing, goals are always changing, and that's so natural, and that is part of the process of having one experience that leads you to the next, and that leads you to the next, because everywhere you go, every interaction that you have, every person that you meet, every place that you visit is going to bring you new information about yourself and about what you want, and I think that's really cool. It's like a little game in a way. You pick up little clues as you go along, navigate piecing those clues together, and sometimes they all come together and you manifest in your dream, and sometimes you get really close to manifesting something and then you're like, abort, like I don't want this anymore. So it's really fun, and sometimes I can get so caught up in this chase, in this, and I do love it, and it's something that I've learned how to understand, and learn how to master in a way. I used to track all my goals, all my dreams, and every day write little updates, and over time see how progression was happening and what new things I can add to my inbox of information to get me to achieving that goal. And but in that state of chasing, in that state of getting the goal, achieving the dream, we forget to be grateful for what we have. We don't recognize what we have. We don't acknowledge what we have. And I think recently I'm focused on transitioning to a creative career, earning more money, having a bit more of a stable foundation, because my fear is the rug is going to be pulled from under me, right? So I'm and I imagine it as being on a treadmill, running, and making sure I'm keeping up with the treadmill. Because if I don't keep up with the treadmill, I feel like everything is just I'm gonna just land flat on my face. And I love this lifestyle. I love it. It's, as I said, it's taken me a long time to piece together, and I guess my fear is that I will lose it, and I don't want to lose it. I don't want to go back to working 9 to 5. I don't want to go back to working for someone that I hate, or a company that I hate, or an organization and a business that aren't truly passionate about what they're doing. And that's one of the biggest problems I've had. I've had a string of lots of freelancing jobs, or summer camp jobs, or just juggling several jobs at the same time, and I really struggled, and I've had maybe over 20 jobs, and between the age of 15 to now 29, and I've only encountered about, let's say, 3-4 jobs that I am truly passionate about, and I feel like everyone involved are also passionate about what we're doing, the goal, the mission and agenda of the job and of the company and of what my job is doing, and that means a lot to me. I don't want to be involved in something that is for show, and honestly that's why I felt like a lot of my jobs have been for show. It's I'm working with kids, it's how do we please the parents? How do we convince the parents that we are doing all these things that are just going to make them into these superhumans, and but we're actually not doing that. It's all for show. And a lot of the times these people don't actually care for the kids. They just care about the money, unfortunately, or care about having a good relationship and a good rapport with the parents, and care about community, and care about these kids striving and being happy and healthy and successful. No, unfortunately not. So yeah, that's definitely one of the main reasons why I love just doing my own thing, because I know that it comes from authentic desire and passion and intention, and I love that, and it's great. So, but yeah, as I was saying, that fear of losing this thing that I built, and I've been living this lifestyle for nearly 2 years. It's about 20 months, and I want to up level. I want to take it up a step, and I think that's very natural. You know, we achieve a goal, we kind of maintain it, we have fun with it, we play, we understand how we fit into this new stage of our life, and then we want to challenge ourselves and take it up another level, which is so natural and so normal, because we need to grow and evolve, and we need to see what we're capable of. And I think this is great. Like, me wanting to up level is really challenging myself to to new degrees. Sometimes I feel like I'm like banging my head against the wall because I'm trying to just expand my mind, trying to just widen my horizon in a lot of different ways, on a lot of different topics. So it's a great challenge, and I know that once I have level for this challenge, I'll look back and be like, wow, like I thought that was hard when it actually wasn't. I think that's such a great feeling. Like, we are so powerful and amazing as human beings, but we don't know how to tap into that or how to experience those levels of greatness. And I think that's multiple reasons. Maybe we're scared, maybe we don't know how to, maybe we don't think that we can. I think all of us can, but yeah, it's a challenge, and it takes consistent dedication. We're so capable, so capable. And I also think, I guess this is another level of privilege that I have been able to experience a level where I feel like I'm not in a state of survival that I was before, or a state of survival that a lot of people are in, and they don't have the privilege to, you know, to focus on up-leveling in terms of things like career, finances, love, family, relationships, lifestyle. Their focus is just on surviving, just being able to feed themselves every day, being able to make sure that they're healthy, that their families are healthy. And I'm grateful that I'm able to be where I am at, and to be able to work on the things that I can work on, you know. And I do understand that to an extent, where I've experienced those states of survival where, you know, my family immigrated from Jamaica to the UK, and my mum's a single mom, and my oldest brother is severely autistic and disabled. He's nonverbal, he can't communicate, can't physically take care of himself. He can't feed himself, wash himself. You know, he needs 24-hour supervision. And so, and then there are 4 girls in the family, so 5 children and my mom. And you know, I've experienced states of survival where it's just about, is everyone okay? Is everyone healthy? Is everyone fed? That's it. Like, there is no space, there's no room for anything else. So now I'm super grateful that I can do what I can do right now. I think it's great. Yeah, it's great. And it's funny that I feel very emotional and I want to cry, because going back to how I've been feeling recently, and being so fixated on achieving my goal, achieving the dream, and not being aware of all the abundance around me, all the things that I should be grateful for. I was thinking, you know, I say I'm grateful, but do I feel it? Like, do we really feel that we're grateful? And I think just talking about that, and about like where I've come from with my family and where I am now, I'm like, there it is. There it is. I feel grateful. I'm not just saying it, but I feel it, which I think makes the biggest difference. So yeah, I am gratitude, bringing it back to gratitude and grounding myself. And I know that I should have a daily practice where I can stay grounded, and I really think it's a balance, you know, because I'm going to continue striving after my goals and my dreams, but at the same time, can I remember to stay grateful? Can I remember to acknowledge all the abundance that I have in big things and small things? So it's that balance, and I think that balance, to have that balance, is really important to have a daily practice. And my daily practices I go in and out of my daily practices, and I really don't have an excuse. You know, I have well, my time is mine. I can design it however I want, and so I really should make it a priority to, I think, at least one, meditate into gratitude. You know, even if it's like 3 things a day, it's strengthening and training my awareness to acknowledge and to bring focus on abundance rather than lack. And I think those are things we can come out of. You know, I always think of these things like going to the gym. You know, you go to the gym on a regular, consistent basis to build muscle. You know, if you don't use it, you lose it. And it's the same with gratitude. If I'm not using my awareness to acknowledge and bring recognition to what abundance I have in my life, then I will just lose it. I will be more focused on lack, and I don't really want that. It's not fun. So yeah, so I'm remembering to focus on gratitude and implement and maintain a daily practice, and trying to do so consistently. And one thing was really pivotal for me, because I think it's always like, yeah, sometimes you something outside of you triggers you to remember something, or to acknowledge it. When I was having my few kind of wobbly days and getting used to Bangkok and how am I going to navigate this space, and whilst trying to break through in terms of career and finances and stability, and having a little bit of a wobbly day on my birthday, I came across an article about a British diver called Andrea, and I watched her when she was doing the synchro. I think she was doing the 10-meter synchro, and she won the bronze with her partner, and she then did her individual, competed in her individual event, which is like 10 meters by herself. And I saw an article that she was talking about how she was struggling with mental health and how she was struggling for a long time, and you know, she doesn't mind. She missed out on the medals and she came 6th, but she's saying, you know, it wasn't meant to be, and I'm just grateful that I'm alive. And she's so young. She's 19, and I think it's so powerful that she brought gratitude to this situation. And yeah, so I kind of wanted to read the quote, because it's when I read this quote and I was like, fuck, Dana, like, you're forgetting gratitude. You're forgetting so much of what you have, and you're just so caught up in lack and so caught up in fear, and things not being quite as right, and So I'm gonna read a little bit of the quote. And she was saying actually that she said she's lucky to be alive. You know, a few years ago she was struggling with mental health, that she didn't want to wake up, she didn't want to be alive, and she didn't want to continue diving. She was really, really struggling, and reading this quote, it was just, it really made me emotional, and it really woke me up to how I've been navigating this time in my life. So yeah, she says after Tokyo, the last Olympic Games 2020, it was a really scary time for myself. So that's why I treasure every morning, because it's like my eyes have woken up. I've got breath, I've got food on the table, I've got water in my cup, I've got a roof over my head. So, you know, sometimes the Olympic medal isn't everything. We've got other things, so we really should be more thankful. And those are the things that we unfortunately take for granted. I feel like there's a lot of struggle there everyone doesn't see, and we push through silently. And yeah, she reminded me of how much I have and how much I should be grateful for. There's abundance everywhere, everywhere. And we just need to remind ourselves to bring attention to these little things, because these little things do add up to bigger things, you know. I'm so grateful for, I said before, you know, just living this life, being in Bangkok. So grateful for being healthy and my family being healthy, and that's always something that I've been scared about, you know, out of 5 years of living abroad. I'm so lucky. I've been healthy. All my family have been healthy, you know, and living good lives. And so, yeah, I really wanted to talk about gratitude. And it's a hard one, you know. I understand that we are all striving for something, the next thing, and then it's hard to come out of that trap of the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. But how do we balance being here, being present, being grateful and appreciative for what we've got, whilst we are working towards the next thing? And you know, that's something that I also realized when I came back to Thailand. I came back in June, and I left Southeast Asia in November, and I went home to visit my family for the first time in 4 years, and then when I went to London, I just kept thinking about going back to Thailand, you know. And so from November, I made it back to Thailand. What is that? 7 months later. And when I got back to Pai, I was like, wow, I'm so glad that I'm here. Relax, cool. And then, you know, maybe a week or two later, I was like thinking about the next thing. And I was like, Dana, stop, you just got here. Like, chill the fuck out. And I think it's so hard because we build that momentum behind our goals, behind our dreams. So when you achieve that thing, that momentum is still on high. I will describe it as driving a car. So when you're driving a car, if you accelerate to 100 miles per hour and your destination is just like just on your left, you can't like suddenly stop. You need to decrease your speed, you know, which takes time. You can't go from 0 to 100. And it's the same with achieving goals, you know. Your momentum is like at 100 because you're really pushing for it in all aspects. And then when you achieve your goal, your momentum isn't just gonna stop. You're gonna still feel that urge and that enthusiasm and that drive for achieving something, for accomplishing something. So it's really up to you in learning how to increase and decrease your momentum behind achieving goals, and so that it doesn't consume you. You know, that drive is still going to be there, and you're going to project it onto something else. Okay, I'm going to achieve the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing. And it's like, well, when do you stop and enjoy everything that you've achieved? So I think that is a skill that has to be learned, of like, okay, I know that to achieve something new, I'm going to push myself to a new level. And then when I get there, how do I bring down that drive, you know, and how do I balance it out so I'm not obsessed about the next thing, but then knowing like when to increase it again, when to bring it back down, when to maintain it, when to chill. It's like a little dance. And yeah, I think it's super hard because we're just so wired to think about the next thing that we want to do and the next thing that we want to achieve. And I think obviously to some degree we do that because that's where we think we'll find fulfillment, and which is like not true. I think I had a big problem with it when I was maybe 18 or 19, and this is when I kind of understood manifestation was like really easy. I'd like write down all my goals and I'd be like, shit, that was so easy. I'm like, it's only taking me like fucking 2 months. And then I was like, oh my god, this is so boring. All I'm doing is setting a goal, achieving it, and then doing the next thing, and then doing the next goal, and the next goal, and the next goal, and the next goal. I'm like, this is so boring. Like, and I already see how my whole life is gonna be. It's gonna be chasing after goals. That's not fulfilling. That's not fun. Doesn't feel good, you know. So I think gratitude is plays a very, very big role in learning how to enjoy life as we go through the pursuit of achieving what we want to do, achieving what we want to achieve, and not being obsessed with it, and not forgetting to enjoy life.